Alright, I just wanted to get situated here. Right on. Alright, so those are two glasses filled to the top. One's got an ice cube in the bottom, and one's got an ice cube in the top. So what brought on this experiment is this idea of zombie ice. So this caught my attention as I've directed a horror film in the kind of zombie area. What is zombie ice? So it's ice that's broken off of an ice sheet that goes off on its own, and it just kind of floats around. So it's a piece of ice. So basically, I've created a situation where I've got a piece of ice in a body of water. And one of them's below, is being forced down. The other one is floating as it would. And their assertion is, I actually did read this, and they said it was an unavoidable 10-inch rise in the sea level because of this ice. So they were asserting that this ice is going to melt, and the sea level is going to rise. I mean, this is third grade science, where you learn that you put water in a glass and you don't put it in the freezer because it will expand and break the glass. And they're acting like this isn't a thing. I don't understand where the volume is supposed to come from. The ice is on the water because it's got 10% more volume than the mass of the weight of the water. So it floats. When it melts, it's gone. The 10%, if you look at this ice cube, I mean, I'm looking at a monitor, it's different, but if you look on the right, that ice cube, what is above the water, is 10% of its mass. So when you see something melting on top, there's still ice on the bottom. You're only seeing 10% if you're looking at water level. This is what they're trying to say. Geez, like, really? I mean, it's just not the way this behaves. I mean, I'm just going to run through this experiment because based on their assertion here, and the size of this ice cube in relation to the glass is way bigger than it would be with some zombie ice floating out in the middle of the ocean. So if it's going to flood, I'm going to see it. Like, that ice cube should melt and it should flood that whole glass. I don't know. I guess you're going to have to hang in there with me. Let's see what happens. All right. So while we're waiting to see what happens, and I did this experiment actually earlier because I heard zombie ice, and I didn't know if they were suggesting that it was under the water, like hidden or something. So I decided to do the experiment in two different ways. But anyway, regardless, I mean, they're basically saying that these are pieces of ice that break off, and they wind up floating around, and they don't get replenished by snow, and they wind up melting. I mean, it's not going to make the level of the sea rise. It doesn't work that way. Look at the glass. That ice cube is melting. It's not overflowing. This is fucking crazy. I mean, there are actually scientists, like they mentioned some guy, William Colgan. I mean, I don't know, man. I want to see it for myself. You know, I just always thought, hey, you know, you have soda in a glass, but maybe because of the bubbles, it melts and it doesn't, you know. But all right, this is kind of what they're saying, right? How does water behave when it goes from freezing to liquid? It's really disappointing. I mean, this is such a lie. It's such a lie. You know, and actually, if there's any air in the ice, the sea level would actually probably go down because that would be displacement that didn't have anything. No, the other one just floated to the top. It gave up. I get you. I think I have to hang in there until this is over. So, I don't know. I have my limoncello and ginger beer, so that's pretty good. But anyway, I do notice there are a lot of people still buying beachfront, land and houses and all that stuff, and banks are giving out mortgages. I mean, if this was a high risk area, I don't think they would give a 30-year loan on a place that's going to be, underwater this year. So there's nothing about this that has any truth. I don't know what these. I mean, they actually did name a scientist. I did see a panel before, and I was like, "Oh, that's anonymous," but they did name a guy. Like, let me see who this guy is. Hold on. William Colgan, PhD. All right. He's a climatologist studying glaciers. I mean, he doesn't know that when the ice melts, it's not going to change the level of the water. All right, there's a little left. Maybe that can jump over. Who knows? It's a supermass or a real zombie power ice or something. I don't want to sound condescending. I'm sure this guy's kind of cool. I think he actually passed away or something. But I don't know, man. I don't fucking dig the message. Honestly, this is not a true message. This is a lie. So, but look, we still have a little bit of ice left. So, or maybe maybe you spend too much time in the glaciers and it affects like what you're seeing. Maybe he did see ice melt and overflow with water, but I don't know. It gets cold up there, man. You start seeing things. I'm just trying to be on the bright side here. Right, it's going to melt any minute now. And then I can finish this. I can't believe I had to do this, to be honest with you. I have not heard one I'm not even a fucking scientist. I was a bio major. I took chemistry classes and shit, but come on, man, really? There's not I don't hear anybody coming out and saying, oh, by the way, when ice freezes, when ice melts, it's the same thing as the water as far as the volume is concerned because it's 10% more when it's frozen. I think it's done, man. All right. So I finished. The glass did not overflow. Amazingly. I mean, the other one has a little go. I think that one's good. But I'm just going to end this. Put us out of our misery. Thanks for listening.